Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we'll be going over the next American destroyer in the split tech tree line, and that is Porter. I've renamed her Selfridge because she just looks like a Selfridge to me. So yeah, the ship is actually really good. She's actually one of my favorite destroyers right now. She's pretty much just like a scout cruiser almost. Armament wise, she's not, but she is kind of strong to be a destroyer. But she does have her flaws. So let's just take a look here and see what we have. Mind you, this is the ship that is being compared with a Fletcher. Now, it's really hard to outdo a Fletcher, mind you, okay? You have rapid firing guns, you have 10 torpedo mounts, you have really good speed, maneuverability, and even pretty decent AA for a destroyer as well. So to go against that, you have to be really high class. This ship has really good guns, has 8 of them compared to Fletcher's 5. It only has 8 torpedoes and 2 quad mounts, has no AA, but it's very fast, and maneuverability is not the worst, not the best, but I very much enjoy this destroyer. It's a lot better than Venom in my opinion, because you have twice the number of guns, even if you only have half the number of torpedoes. The guns are what are going to do the most damage for you, in my opinion. So let's take a look at the stats. We have a fully upgraded health of 17,300. We have 20 millimeters maximum of armor, 19 millimeters on the hull, but honestly, you're not going to be bouncing anything at all. We have 127 mils. You can see the stats here. Pretty decent. I have really good HE damage and even armor piercing damage if you get close enough, but most of the time I just use fires. Torpedoes go out to 12 kilometers, 64 knots. Good damage. The rate of fire is better as well. So much better than Venom. I have mine up to, let's see, 0.78 rounds a minute. So they're reloading pretty fast as well. Main gun range of 12.1 kilometers. How does that compare to Fletcher, actually? Let's take a look. 12.9. Okay, so you can't shoot as far as Fletcher, but you do have more guns. And then lastly, a speed of 37.5 knots, which is faster than Fletcher, which only goes 36.5, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 36.5. So, yeah, so this ship is really good. Like I said, her guns, as you'll see in a moment, once we get into a game, are amazing. They can take on cruisers if you really need to. Torpedoes, I've only played her when she launched 10 torpedoes before they fixed that, so I'm not sure how the 8 torpedoes works really, but I haven't had a problem with torpedoes in the past. AA defense, pretty much non-existent. It's definitely better than Venom, but I've been under attack by a carrier for an entire game and only managed to shoot down like 2 planes, so nothing really is going to happen there. She has a damage control party, a smoke screen, and a speed boost, and that's all she can equip. So without further ado, let's toss her into a game and see what we can do. Alright, so we have ourselves a game. We have 3 battleships, 3 cruisers, and a ton of destroyers, including a Nakazuki. That'll be a pretty good target for us. The ship is pretty similar to a Nakazuki, except for the part where she has terrible AA. But the guns are similar. They're a larger caliber, so they're better. Where Akazuki only gets 4 torpedoes, the damages are really high, so it's not that far of a stretch between that ship and this one. Selfridge is also very much faster than Akazuki, but in gameplay, they're kind of pretty similar. Alright, so I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. And let's start off going this way. It's such a pretty ship, too. It looks like a huge destroyer, and honestly, it is a pretty big destroyer. It's a very easy target to hit. So if you're going up against a lot of enemy destroyers, as you will see in this game, you're not going to be a hard target at all. We didn't go over the concealment, but I'm pretty sure it's about 6.1 kilometers or so, maybe 6.2. And so we should be seeing our first destroyer soon. We're up to 47.8 knots. And our torpedo angles. Still just as bad as Venom, but our torpedo range is pretty much exactly the same as our gun range. Only difference is 100 meters. So if you're in gun range, you're in torpedo range most of the time. Right, so we have our first destroyers. We can see here that there's 3 of them over here. Look how many shells we're just dishing out every, was it 3 seconds or so? There's not many ships that can deal with that very long, especially destroyers. You can just see the ships are just melting. Alright, so there goes one. There's the Akazuki. She does have quite a bit of health as well. Ooh, there's one right in front of us, actually. It's a Tashkent. Alright, so let's work over the Tashkent. It shouldn't take more than a couple salvos. Look at that, 6,000 damage on a destroyer. That's like 2 or 3 salvos to sink most destroyers. Even an Akazuki, that was 5,000 damage right there. Another 4,500. And she sunk. Easy as that. Alright, Alaska. We're actually going to smoke up here. And let's try out the armor piercing for a second. So I'm going to send one torp salvo out. Armor piercing I haven't really had much luck with. But I mean it does constant damage. And I don't think we're going to hit with those torpedoes. Maybe one if we're lucky. Yeah, maybe one. But that's all she needs. Cool. Alright, let's switch back to high explosive. And our speed boost is up, so let's race back into the action here. And you can just light fires on the battleships as well. You really don't want to go toe-to-toe with battleships because, like I said, you're such a big target that even secondaries are a very real threat to you. So you just kind of stay at range and fire on the superstructure and light fires. I do have an accuracy captain skill, so that's why my shells are pretty accurate. You probably could go full accuracy. I have the gun rotation and reload module applied, but you could also do accuracy if you want. But as you can see, I've had no problems with just having the crew skill here. Not always doing damage, but I'm still at least hitting the ship. Is there something better I can shoot at? Oh, there's a fire. Alright, so we have... what is this? Normandy. It's an Alsace. Okay, so let's launch torpedoes like that and see what that gives us. There's a Yamato over here we can start lighting fires on as well, maybe. And we're rushing in Alaska. Alright, well, we're going to rush the Alaska and torpedo her. Our speed boost is still up for a few more seconds. Just shattering on this Yama, but that's okay. Yep, didn't think so. Oh well. Torpedoes are almost ready. Let's see if we can dodge. Not really, but that's fine. And we almost have our torpedoes reloaded. Let's just send some more high explosive towards this Alaska. Let's get some fire set. And you can just see I'm really working down this Alaska. In a gun duel, well, maybe not after this hour, but yeah, that one hit. But I'm still doing pretty good. Okay, torpedoes are almost reloaded. Let's smoke up. And we should be alright. I have enough health that 2 fires is not going to kill me, though it's not going to be fun for me either. Prepare. And now we're just got to finish gunning down this last guy. I was going to torpedo her, but there's no real point to anymore. I can just finish off with high explosive and the superstructure. Or Yama can finish her, that's fine. Alright, so, oh, we got a torpedo hit on the Alzus. Missed that in the tangle with the Alaska there, but that's fine. There's another Akazuki. You can actually shoot this Alzus with our main guns. Maybe we can light a fire, though she already does have one. Alright, we're clear of the island. Let's go. And you can see the shells, they do damage. They're not just shattering all the time. If you hit the target, and especially the superstructure, it'll add up over time. Now, I can't really rush anyone anymore because my health is so low, but that's fine. Why are we not moving? Let's go. Okay, so let's try and get a fire on this Alzus. I'm gonna go to the right, that way it puts me in range of Yama and that other Akazuki as well. Oh, there we go, we got a fire. Oh, we're getting close to secondary range though, I don't really want that. Yep, we're in secondary range now. Okay, time to go. Do I have torpedoes? I do, but I missed the angle for them. What's Yama doing? I might try and torpedo Yama here. There's a broadsiding Akazuki there. I'll take that. I'll get one more ship out of the game here. Let's see, Yama is kind of going this way. Let's send torpedoes like that. Let's see what that does. We got a fire, awesome. We're out of the secondary range of, well, not really the range, but we can't be shot at by Yama anymore. I have my smoke in a moment, so I can stop and start farming this Alzus. Got another fire. Smoke is up. Oh, she did fire at me. Is that gonna hurt? Yep, it is. But she can't see me now. Got some torpedo hits on the Yama, at least 2. Alright, let's see if armor piercing is going to do anything against this Alzus. I don't think so, but who knows. Maybe if I aim for the bow. Why am I moving? As you can see, there's been a couple planes over me this game as well, and I haven't done anything to them. They just kind of take a little pot shot here and there. Right, enough armor piercing damage to actually sink the Alzus. Let's see, what's the other destroyer? Tashkent? We haven't seen it? Interesting. Ooh, is this a good torpedo attack? I think so. Right, so we're going to send some torpedoes towards this Yama. And see if we can get some fire damage as well. Though, I think my smoke screen is going to disappear soon. But hopefully the Yama will be down by then. Double fire, awesome. Can we get a bow one? Keeping an eye on my smoke screen. Okay, smoke screen is going away. And torpedoes sink the Yama. Alright, so now we just have to find this Tashkent. I'm going to look towards A because I think she might be over here. And lo and behold, we have a Tashkent. She's been stuck on the island this entire time. I don't really have a lot of health to take on a Tashkent, but I have a drop on her, so I can kind of get some salvos in. We have 2 fires on her already, just kind of blind firing here. Oop. Okay, well, I'm going to go down to the torpedo, unfortunately, because I didn't expect that. But we do have two fires on her. She might burn down, honestly. But you can clearly see how this ship is a really, really good ship. You have guns to be able to do damage. We set 15 fires alone. Even enough torpedoes to take on battleships like Yama if you put enough into her side. AA is pretty non-existent. Speed-wise, though, you don't have any issue. And health-wise, I was able to survive quite a bit of brawling. I was even able to pretty much rush in Alaska with no problem. Alright, so I think she's still burning. She might not go down, though. But she was pretty low. So I'm going to pause it until the game ends, and we'll see how we did. Alright, and there we have ourselves a game. It was one single secondary hit from this Yamato to sink that Tashkent. Alright, so let's see how we did. 307,000 damage. We had six ships sunk, exactly 500 shell hits, 8 torpedo hits, 15 fires, 3 floodings, 1 assisted cap, and 5 defended caps for over 9,000 base XP. We were able to do 130,000 damage with high explosive alone. We did 22,500 with armor piercing. Fires did 85,000, or about so. We had a little bit of flooding damage. And then torpedoes did 68,000 damage. So you can clearly see that the ship is really, really good. You have good guns, good torpedoes, good speed. However, the downsides are you have no AA, and you're a pretty easy target to hit. But even with all that, she's one of my favorite destroyers, and definitely recommend at least trying her out. You'll be surprised. Don't be scared off from the tech tree by Benham, because she's not really the best destroyer to show how this tech tree plays. Selfridge is definitely a lot better. And then tomorrow, we're going to go over Somers, which is pretty much exactly like Selfridge, except she has 3 torpedoes, but she does, which does make a difference. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content. And join me tomorrow, as mentioned, as we go over Somers. And take care.